It's Re-Up Alex.
It's your boy B-Mo.
It's the Re-Up podcast. Yeah, so we're here at Dieglo, Rockville, Maryland, native.
What it do?
What's up, y'all?
It's great to have a visual artist, artist who actually works with their hands in the sense of putting things on paper or canvas or whatever medium he's
including this wall.
Including the wall,
That's right.
in the backdrop,
concrete,
every single one of
wood,
these podcasts.
ski goggles,
Yeah,
shoes.
We're gonna talk about his creative process, a little bit of his backstory and how he got to where he is today and where he's going right after that, or whatever place is next, travel. And yeah, we're gonna talk about some real DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia culture and vibes and cool things to look at.
Sir,
Would you consider this area to be a part of what you consider the cultural quilt of DC? Now, I'm not talking about geographic.
Here where we are right now.
I'm not talking about geographical location. I'm talking about simply.
I mean, we're mad close to the zoo, so yeah, like that's like staple. Yeah, like this part.
This is DC. This is DC. What I'm saying is, if I walked outside, and maybe we can have our fact checker factors. If I walked outside and asked 10 people who walked by if we were in the DMV, I know 7 of them would say the DMV's closed on Saturday.
Yeah, with the
when you talk about Franconia or you talk about the excerpts of what the DMV is, I don't think about geographic location. Yeah. I actually think about cultural connection to what we would consider DMV culture. The geograph of the situation is kind of irrelevant because I also hear in LA there's a big DMV culture there. So like if there's a mini DMV or
Dreamcast Mo mentioned that on episode 2.
Yeah, so if I'm chilling at the Go-Go in LA, I'm not in the DMV?
Culturally, you are. Regionally, you're not. And, the only time, I've said this before, the only time I would say that I'm from DC is when I'm 100% not here or not on the East Coast even. Because it's just easier. On the East Coast, people are going to understand I live in, Virginia. But
to me, the far more interesting conversation isn't like at what mile marker on Route 66 is the DMV in. The more interesting conversation is like, what exactly is DMV culture? Now, mind you, I'm a transplant. I don't know what the fuck it is, but here's what I know. When I get to Baltimore, them niggas talk different. They dress different. Their approach to labor and work is different. Yeah, Baltimore is different.
It's definitely, I mean, Brandon Buckingham would have something else to say. He said Baltimore is part of the DMV, and he's a huge YouTube, star right now. And
he's wrong. Baltimore is a completely different cultural identity.
Honestly.
The fucking slang is different. Okay, so how could we be in the same cultural area?
So does Woodbridge have any culture then?
I don't know.
Tommy Richmond, number 2 now? $1 Million Baby. He's from Woodbridge, yeah. No, I heard it before it popped, and it's a 2-piece single. So that's why it popped off, because there's double replay value. There's 2 songs that are the same. One of them is blown out, like Ryan Celsius funk, VHS style they call it, crunches. But and then
Good distortion. It's just feels like the whole song got put through a bit crunch.
Yeah, I'm actually. You're fucking with your radio. Is this shit fucked up? Yeah. I mean, I
but you wanted to talk about DMV. What's the DMV? And I kind of just hijacked
what's the DMV to me though? It's a really, really hard one because I feel like a lot of people over the years have tried to define that. And I always say, and I've said this on the first episode, when it comes to the beats and the rap style, it's very attacking the beat. The beats are usually tailored around, the person who's on the vocals, if we're talking style. Definitely go-go is a huge part of it. And I've been seeing that bounce beat in so many different things and different genres now, and it's actually crazy. Yeah. It from a drummer's perspective, I've heard that it's that we literally created a beat that is almost as rudimentary as the break beat type shit, and people are creating different styles on it as drum etiquette and cool nerding out out drums. So I think that's dope.
It's halftime. My man,
what's good?
What's up, baby?
How are you, bro?
Good to see you, man. You look beautiful. Look at these shoes.
Oh my God.
Nice to meet you, man. Yeah.
Come on in, man.
Nah, bro, I just got back. I got back 2 days ago. I heard you. Okay, we got recording already?
Yeah, but you just jumping in. That's how it works, man. You just jump
that's
on
how
in.
it goes. That's how it goes.
I had the same experience walking. I was like,
No, definitely. How you feeling, man?
I'm good,
Yeah?
dog. Hell yeah. Just hopped off the train. Haven't been on it for a while.
Okay. What?
Oh, like the
why?
metro.
Yeah.
Yo, how was that, man?
It was good. It was
Yeah?
good.
It
yeah.
wasn't delayed.
No, it wasn't delayed. Yeah, and I'm coming from like Rockville area.
Like we're just talking about like spaces,
Yeah.
and I was like, man, I'd love to, be in a bigger space, but it's just I'm attached to this mural.
Yeah.
Like I just love the backdrop.
I feel that.
And I mean,
It's
I
really
like
nice.
aesthetically, I really think that this backdrop has done this podcast like a lot of good.
That's the thing. Art itself is an extension, further than just like anything I do. So it's just like I've done things with athletes, or I've done things like like a podcast, and I'll randomly have people hitting me up like, "Yo, is this yours?" So this mural has came back to me a couple times already.
That's
So
amazing.
people have asked me like, "Yo, like, are you like the director of this podcast?" And I'm like, no. I just did the work for it. But that's the thing. So it's always really cool just doing something, because I did this for like just high life in general.
Yeah.
I never thought that this corner was gonna be used for a podcast, and then like later on, I started seeing that people were using it for like music videos, and then I saw it in the podcast, and I was like, oh fuck yeah! Like now I feel like it's being used properly. Like it's gonna be somewhere that's gonna be seen all the time, used all the time. Yeah, bro. I don't want to just do a mural where it's just like, you only see it like if you're walking by it. You know, like you guys are utilizing
Using
it.
it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
That concept comes up a lot when I'm talking to visual artists, is they want to get into a place where their work becomes like everyday use.
absolutely, yeah.
How's that make you feel?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Makes me feel like, bro, art is not a commodity. You don't need art. Like you need mechanics. You need doctors and shit like that. But art isn't something that you need. You don't wake up and need a Dieglo shirt. You don't wake up and need a mural. But, sometimes people are able to do shit like that. So the fact that my work is being able, like you guys are utilizing it on daily, weekly, bi-weekly basis, I feel like, shit, I could turn my phone off for a month.
Yeah.
Like my shit's still gonna be popping, So
This is
it's
true.
things like that I'm super grateful that as an artist I do feel a little bit more of an essential piece, some shit like that.
Man, when you remember when the pandemic popped off and they said on the news, they were like, "Oh, we sent all the essential workers a pink piece of paper that was like getting to the streets," and I went and checked the mail.
Yeah.
Event producer went to check the mail. No letter. Boy, I thought,
bro.
how do you deal with that? How do you deal with knowing that like your medium is not the traditional mandatory thing needed in the world? How does that still get you to be excited about creating?
So honestly, I think it's a bittersweet feeling. It's like a pressure or a fuel that I use. You're not gonna make a living. You can, not that it's impossible, but I'm not gonna start off one day, start making cover art and make go popping off of it.
This is true.
But that's things like that. That's why when COVID like really tested me as an artist, and then that's when I was just like, yo, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta make clothes, I gotta make shoes, I gotta make murals, or I gotta do something like a pin or something. Bro, it's just random things, just so the name Dieglo itself, like you got these different like lamps shining on the name, from different like perspectives. So things like that, they really make me shine brighter, So that alone, that's what I'm saying. Things like this, I am essential. I am a very important piece to a lot of other people's puzzles. And I'm. It obviously took me a long time to recognize that, but even now, I'm still trying to put myself. I'm trying to be the biggest puzzle piece for a lot of people. So I'm gonna get there at some point.
That's what's up, man. I mean, that's a really good way to explain it. So what, how do you choose what canvas you're going to create a painting on? Because I see, like you're saying, you paint on so many different things, whether it's a wall, whether it's a pair of pants. Is it just things that inspire you, or do you have a method to it? Or
Honestly, it's just how I'm feeling. So like, there's days where. So that's one thing overall. I work on maybe 5 to 6 things at a time.
Wow.
I'm not one to wait for paint to dry. Yeah, I'm not gonna wait. Yeah, I'm not gonna wait for paint to dry. Like, I don't have time for that. But that being said, like, let's say I got a paint palette with red paint on it, and I wanted to paint this whole canvas red. The whole canvas is done. It's red now. Now I just have to wait for it to dry. Right. But I still got paint on my palette.
You still got red, yeah.
So I'll go.
I'm using this red.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm not gonna let it. I'm not gonna waste it.
Right.
Like, it took me hard to steal it. You know, like I had to go to Michael's with a duffel bag. You know? Yeah. But that being said, it's just like I got red paint on my palette. So, oh wow, I got these sneakers that my homeboy left me from a year ago that I never did anything with. Let me clean them up real quick. Use this red paint on these shoes. Yeah. And like, that's the thing. Acrylic paint itself, if you treat it properly, you can use it for clothes. You can use it for, sneakers, accessories. Aside from just paintings itself.
Yeah. Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I guess it kind of picks on what it is that I want to do that day. Like, if I feel like drawing a dog, where am I going to draw a dog? On a shirt? On a canvas? You know, am I going to use it as someone's cover art or someone's logo? Like, things like that, you know?
Okay.
But it's like super random. It's super random what I end up doing.
No, I figured, honestly.
Very spontaneous.
Yeah. So, kind of backtracking, you mentioned you came here from Rockville, Maryland. How was it growing up in Rockville? Because, like, my experience, the DMV, and I actually mentioned this on the last episode 4. Basically, growing up there, like I'm from Northern Virginia, and there wasn't much art. I only knew one artist, like when I was growing up, my friend Trevor Capps.
Okay.
And he like showed me art and these things that were like so different from like what you might learn in art school. He was, drawing on his wall. That was what happened. He had his whole wall just like outfitted with marker, and like now he, paints for a living. It's my boy. But yeah, that was like lucky for me. We were like right outside like a Section 8 neighborhood. Is there any sort of story or, way that you kind of like were influenced in a place like Rockville, which is artistic? There is, I think more so than
slightly. There's definitely not a lot of praise on art itself. Some of my earliest memories appreciating art, one were because of my mom. My mom she loves art,
Word.
Yeah, she's an artist herself.
Word.
Shout out mom.
Shout out mom. She's a painter, so she would take me to art museums.
Okay.
We would walk around when I was like still in a stroller. But some of the earlier memories of me seeing art was, and they still do it nowadays, like Montgomery Mall, White Flint Mall. They'll gather some of the elementary schools and middle schools, and they'll show pieces of artwork on like these wooden panels and shit. Yeah. And they would then tell the school, the parents of the students, and say like, "Yo, like your stuff's gonna be at White Flint Mall."
That's a big ass deal.
Yeah, bro. And I remember as a kid, I don't know why, knowing that I never got because they would give these kids like a pink sheet or something. Yeah. And same like pink sheet like that. But basically they would give the kids like a sheet saying, oh, like classwork from the students are going to be shown at the mall. And I don't know why I would always look for mine. Like I did something, or like they told me like, yo, you're about to be at the mall. But that's the thing, like, as a kid, you're not really thinking about the art scene. You're just fucking creating. Yeah, you're just creating. But aside from that, not till I got older, clothes is what really got me into appreciation of, just the arts in general, like fashion itself. Yeah. I like to look nice. I like to dress nice. And I like to express myself through the things that I wore. And then I didn't want to spend money on all these crazy brands. I feel like with the same amount that I would buy $100, $200 t-shirt, I could make a run of like 10, 15 shirts.
Good.
Yeah.
So then,
true.
Little by little, that's when, the ball started to actually roll. And then, step 1 led to step 2, 3, 4, 5.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Were you part of the DC Statehood Project?
DC statehood. Yeah.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah,
That's
you're right.
I think that's the first time that I saw you. I was introduced to Chris Pyro at the Lion Hotel, and then started following him. And I remember that Statehood project and the artists they chose, and I was like, huh.
Yeah.
So like you're a representative to a certain degree of DC,
Of course, yeah.
right? But you have did you move from Rockville, or do you still?
No.
Okay.
So I moved to New York for 2 years. I moved back in December,
nice.
December, January.
Okay.
But when the statehood thing happened, I was working under Chris because Chris Pirate and Friends.
Yeah, it was. It was a movement.
Yeah.
It was,
So it was like I want to say it was like 5 or 6 different artists. But
Chris, PZ,
Yeah, shout out
Kiana,
Chris Pirate too.
Picasso.
That's right, Ricasso. That's right. That's right. It was 8 of y'all.
And then so we all worked under Chris, and each one was given a award.
That's right.
So I was actually given like close to Cleveland Park. I was given the Friendship Heights area.
Nice.
Oh wow.
But yeah, so then after I did that, that was my first like government check. Like that was like my first like fat check from the state. So I was like,
sweet.
This is fire. Because they have funding for a lot of that stuff.
Yeah. Specifically in DC.
Yes.
Ward
three.
three.
There we go.
Specifically in DC, they have a lot of funding for art. I asked you that question because like you moved from here to New York. You were able to see the difference in like the New York art scene,
Of course.
and the DMV art scene. And before you came, we were talking about what are the boundaries of the DMV.
Yeah.
Alex thinks it's geographical. I think it's like cultural attributes.
Of course.
Yeah.
So like now that you've seen other places, you travel the world, what do you think makes the DMV art scenes like unique to the DMV? What are some of those attributes? And I saw Money, we go to Tacoma all the time.
Yeah.
You tagged the bridge of the metro. I was like, how the fuck did he get up there?
I always wonder how the fuck did they get up there, bro?
The way we did it is we went all the way up there. My buddy was holding on to my leg so I wouldn't fall off. Like I'm damn near like if he, not saying that I didn't have a hold on myself through my feet, but it was more likely for me to fall if he was not grabbing on me.
Yeah.
He grabbed
Far less
onto me.
confidence.
Yeah, so I'm over here writing it upside down, and I guess I
just got it backwards.
Yeah, I had a brain fart, and then I look at it, and we get down, and I'm like, yo, like, let's take a picture of it, bro. And we look, it says fucking Dieglo, and like, bro, and things get buffed all the time,
All the time.
and I'm so happy, bro. That's easily 7 to 8 years old. That's old. That's really old.
That's old.
I mean, I'm sure you know this, but one thing with tagging is sometimes also like if there's respect within the community, people don't.
Absolutely.
Like there's in Portland, Oregon, there's a spot that Creep,
Okay,
wrote on, and it, Creep is that's like 90s shit.
Yeah, bro. Massive pieces.
But massive piece really doesn't look like anything special. Look on it, but of respect.
Yeah, of course.
Everything around it. And it's never been touched. It's just black and white.
People
literally
know not to
never
touch it,
been
though.
touched. Yeah,
People know not
it's
to
crazy.
touch it,
It's
man.
a crazy
So tell me
scene.
about these DC, like these
Yeah,
DMV specific
so-
attributes.
All right, so first and foremost, every time I say DMV elsewhere, people think I'm talking about district motor vehicles. That shit
What'd I
hurts.
say?
That shit hurts.
I had to unlearn that. I mean, I'm from Vermont. Like, I had to live here for like 4 or 5 years before I stopped being like,
Yeah. Bro, I'm like, they're like, yo, where you from? I'm like, I'm from the DMV. They're like, what? Like, the fuck is the DMV? Like, district motor vehicles? And I'm like, no, DC, Maryland, Virginia. So then they'll be like, oh, like I didn't know that was a thing. And then I'll just be like, yeah, I'm from DC.
Everyone is a representative.
I tried
of
it.
the
No,
DMV outside of the DMV.
that's exactly. So the thing is, I try to tell people like I'm not from DC. I'm from Maryland.
Right.
They're like, oh, where's Maryland? DC. Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Not
fuck,
where's
like,
Maryland?
Yeah,
It's Maryland.
bro, like, I mean, I don't know why people think it's like in the Midwest somewhere. Like, you think that people around our age kind of know some of where the states are at, but
a lot of people don't. I mean, I honestly had forgotten about Washington and Oregon for so long, and then I looked on a map and I saw them, and that's like how I kind of
Top
moved
left
to
corner.
Seattle for a little bit. I was like, What's over there?
You just
Like same with Maine too.
I mean,
Maine,
like,
same
think about,
thing.
like-
That's why I went to Maine. I was like, "What's over there?"
I mean, like,
that's really far away.
growing up in New England and growing up from Vermont, like it took me to the age of like 18 where I would tell people that I was from Vermont and they'd be like, "What state that's in?" I'm like,
Yeah. Oh my god.
that's disappointing.
Yeah. Or the worst one I've gotten is outside. I don't remember where I was, but someone asked what state DC is in.
Jesus Christ.
I'm like, that is always a good question.
No, like they had no idea like that it was even on the East Coast or anything. Like, what state is DC in? Like, you know, if you were going to explain to somebody else like what somebody from the DMV would kind of look like or sound like or taste like.
Definitely slang. You know, we have, when it comes to slang,
Mumbo sauce.
we have our own slang. When it comes to foods, you know, I think mumbo sauce is definitely something that circles back. I think only the East Coast knows what mumbo sauce is, though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think anyone Midwest or fucking just West Coast, I don't think anybody knows. But nah, I think, I don't think anybody in like the West Coast knows what mumbo sauce is. I think it's just an East Coast thing. Because even in New York, you'll go to like a restaurant, they'll have something similar to mumbo sauce at some spots. And they sell it at the stores too, but...
Yeah. I mean, any carry out, any chicken spot. It's like, what else are you gonna
sweet
put
sauce,
on-
sweet sour sauce,
yeah,
some shit
on
like
the
that. That's what I'm
chicken
saying. I'm like,
other than
that's just tangier mumbo sauce, you know,
Right.
some shit like that.
sour.
I've, you know, people know us by, you know, fashion to staples of it, or not staples, like just specific things though. Like New Balances is definitely something that people recognize. What else?
Foam posits.
Foam posits. Foam posits. Under Armour?
Under
Really?
Armour.
Nah, I've never heard Under Armour.
It is true.
Under
That
Armour's
is true.
from-
The
like,
person who
okay.
created Under Armour did.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it is
that's
true.
true.
100%
News to
true.
me.
Person who
Yeah.
created Under Armour. Yeah.
I just saw like one of those like fashion guys talking about how I think he was from the DMV. Now that I think about it, it was like talking about he was wearing like Under Armour shit, like some Under Armour jacket. He was just like. It was just like one of those like get ready with me videos.
Yeah.
And I didn't when I saw the Under Armour, I didn't really think much of it. But yeah, I didn't know that was like some DMV shit.
Yeah, the foam posits.
Nah, foam posits, yes.
Of
That's
course.
a DMV thing.
But I
Yeah.
have heard
Yeah,
in
foams.
other places that like New York also thinks that foam posits is their thing.
I mean, they think Nike boots are their thing too.
Yeah, they call them something else though. They don't call them
Yeah.
Nike, they don't call them Nike boots. They call them what are they, like ACGs, right? ACG boots?
ACGs.
Yeah, ACG.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we call them Nike.
call
Like
them
everybody
Nike.
knows about
Nike
Nike
boots.
boots. You don't
Yeah.
go around saying like, yo, like, you know, these are my ACG boots. Like, shit
Lame.
sound- yeah, that shit sounds weird. Those are Nike boots,
Those are
bro.
Nike boots, man. Stop playing.
Do any of y'all like know like what made New Balance as a DC thing? Like any history behind that? Because like I love New Balance, and I feel like I just felt like very embraced for loving New Balance
Yeah,
as soon as I
it's-
moved
it's
here.
from
And I was
Boston.
like,
So
my
they had-
people.
they actually had a panel about New Balance held a panel at somewhere DC about that. I think they dropped a little book actually. So,
Really?
Yeah,
something
definitely
like that.
gotta check
Either
that
book
out.
or a zine.
Okay.
Yeah, some shit like that.
What
But,
about any specific artist techniques? Do you think
artist
like
techniques.
is there a mural style that's specific to DC? Is there a color that people
don't think
use?
so.
No?
that I don't think so. I think that I've noticed that art is just I guess it's kind of biased with music because you
Yeah.
know, music you will have different places in the world that have a specific genre.
Right.
But
So
when
there's
it
no
comes-
bounce beat in the art?
I don't think so. Like yo, you know, art itself, like it doesn't matter where the fuck you're from.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
who you are. I think it's just, you know,
You think
A
that's
lot
like
of
from
us-
like just the digital
it might just be
age?
it might just be some you know,
It's-
some kids grow up
Yeah,
seeing
the hive mind
something
is
else,
just
yeah.
crazy. I mean, it happens with ideas too, and
Yeah,
just
bro.
like the fact that you can, you know, have a style like this and go somewhere else and see something similar. Like, I mean, I actually have a friend, my friend Lucho, who's out of Costa Rica, who has a similar style.
Yeah, bro,
and
and
when I
it's
discovered
completely
your
different.
stuff, I was like, whoa,
It's awesome.
But yeah, that's crazy.
Things like that, you know, that's why I don't think there's a specific art style that we stick to. I think, you know, when it comes to the arts, music does kind of change.
got a regional situation.
Clothes does
Yeah.
kind of change. Food changes. But Nah, not
art
too much.
stays universal.
I think I don't think art changes too much. That's a really good question because I've never actually thought about it like that.
Yeah.
But I think
Yeah.
I think that is probably the only one that
I think we're still like getting out with the art thing too. Like people like Chris, really like put DC art on the map. And like with the gentrification of DC, I mean, I will say there's like, you go to where like 930 Club is. When I was growing up, that shit looked completely different. Like when I moved back here, because I lived on the West Coast for a while.
It was dangerous and sketchy. Like in an artistic way, where were you first able to like, where was somebody able to give you space so you could be like, oh, I'm really about to fuck them up? It wasn't the Statehood Project wasn't the first one, was it? Okay.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Home court? Home court! Nice!
Yeah. Home court had me do a mural for their bathroom.
Yeah.
Bro, and it was they were like, yeah, we have paint, and I think they had been open for a couple of years, but we were still both kind of like they were obviously deeper into it than I was. I was just stepping into waters, but
for everyone else, can you explain home court? Like what?
So home court is like a buy-sell trade.
Yeah, they have multiple locations.
Yeah. They have 2 locations. They have the main one that is the kind of like the flagship. It's the Silver Spring location.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But you would take in your sneakers that you didn't want anymore, and then they would either buy them off you or you could trade them in.
Yep.
And bro, they just had like all the cool shit, all
cool dudes, man.
It's just
And
kinda
the
like
coolest cats, man.
A cool like private resale market.
Yeah.
Like they want to create an ecosystem for like young people to be able to
bro, and
recycle their goods.
Now they do the markets and shit. So
I love a good DC has a great like artisan market scene.
Yeah,
There's
I think
always
they,
so many markets.
I think they do Euphoria, right? Aren't
no,
they
so
like
they're so one of the guys that works with them, Rob, he works with Euphoria. I don't know if Home Court directly works with Euphoria.
I fuck with Euphoria Market. That's actually coming up too.
Yes, that whole group it's just like it's a collective of people. They might not be under all one name, but I know that they all kind of work with each other. Mm-hmm. But they had given me the opportunity to do a mural, and this is before I was like charging for murals and shit. Like he gave me a pair of Air Forces, and I was just like. It's like, yo, what the fuck? He gave me, bro, Air Forces cost like $120. I was like, bro, I'm fucking making it. I'm making it, bro.
bro. You paid for the paint and gave me Air Force.
And I was talking to Rich a couple weeks ago, or like about a month ago now, and I was just like, yo, like let's redo the bathroom, and he was like, you could just tell in his voice, he was like, what? No, like, bro, like that's been here for the longest.
That's
like
OG. He's like,
bro, so many walls have been painted over there.
Yeah,
the bathroom stays the same. He's just like, bro, like everybody takes pictures with it, and I only want to change it because it's just like I did that mural when I was doing shit like that for free, like for some Air Forces,
right?
And
No, you want to put a new album up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Up there.
And he's
just the first mixtape up.
Yeah, he's like, bro, like just leave it, like we'll get you another wall or something.
Get to it.
I
love that, man.
Would you say that that's like your favorite mural that you've done, or do you have one that like you would call, or
my
even
favorite?
One that you think is like the most aesthetically pleasing to the people who see it, rather than like something that was
my
maybe
favorite
enjoyable
one
for you to
is at Artomatic.
Big office building.
Yeah, Artomatic.
Oh,
yeah. They rented out, or they didn't rent it out. They were gonna destroy this building, and before they break it fucking down, they gave the opportunity to about 500 plus artists to just art it the fuck up,
run it up,
literally.
Bro. Yeah,
and they had think of when you go to a regular fucking 9-10 floor office. There's cubicles, there's rooms, there's 1,000 little cuts. They let like I said, 500 to 600, no, 800 plus artists.
Yeah, 800 plus.
Where?
To just
downtown.
Fucking, yeah, bro.
Yeah, I saw that on your Instagram.
So it actually just closed down last week.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, yeah.
So the mural is, bro. That mural, it was. I have a whole video of me doing it, but it was really cool, man. That was my favorite mural. I did my own hopscotch in front of it. Sweet. Yeah. So I just did it fucking around because I had a shit ton of extra spray paint. But a lot of the people that were taking videos and pictures in front of the mural, bro, it was just people just doing hopscotch in front of it. So I was just like, yeah. So I was just like, I was like, okay. And they got grown ass people doing hopscotch in front of my mural, bro. Like, that's not
the real question is, do young people hopscotch?
Yeah, bro.
Like, who is people hopscotch?
So the fact that it got destroyed later, did that like mean anything to you? Imagine that you're like pretty detached from your art.
Think of it like this. It's like, let's say you go grocery shopping. You want to make yourself like a fucking stew.
Right.
You know, you got to cut up the vegetables. You got to work on the meat. You got to you put the broth, and you got to do all this cooking because you're craving this one plate, this one dish. And then you eat it, and then now you got a little leftovers. They start going around. Like, it's not as, you know, the first days, like, bro, you tell me that shit's going, like, they're about to fucking demolish the building. Yeah, bro, I'm going to be upset. But I think it got its use. I think enough people saw it.
Yeah.
I felt good reflecting on it a week, 2 weeks later, you know. And the thing is that even when I do my art, a lot of it is, you know, it's a mirrored thing. So it's like, you know, I get to see what my subconscious is saying. So it's like right now, y'all see this, y'all just think it's, you know, it's cool shit. But while I was working on it, on any piece, you know, it's a lot of, you know, me talking to me. But I don't know what it is till I finish.
You finish it.
Yeah. So same thing with that mural. So, you know, I got my answers out of it. People took pictures of it.
Yeah.
And like that's a special moment for people that got to see it. But like,
bro, there was days that I would have to randomly go back to Artomatic, and I would see people staring at it. Like, I wouldn't say anything because I'm not gonna. Bro, I'm not gonna disrupt someone's. I'm not gonna disrupt someone's little moment if they're staring at something. But there was like this one guy that I went, and bro, easily he was looking at the mural for about like 7 to 8 minutes, and like 7 to 8 minutes standing in place while there's 1,000 other things going on. Like that's a lot of time, bro.
As someone who goes to museums, that's a long time.
Bro.
No,
like 30 seconds, bro. Like 30 seconds is still good, but it's not.
Especially in Automatic.
Yeah, bro.
There are 800 plus artists in there.
Bro.
It is almost overwhelming.
How you gonna take like 6 to 8 minutes, bro?
Did they shoot like any like documentaries about that or anything?
Yeah, so there's a bunch of there's
that.
so much media on Artomatic because
I had heard of it.
Yeah, think about it.
This was the 25th one too.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Have all of them been in DC or is it like
it's a DC thing.
That's
so
crazy.
they
I'm just
actually
hearing about
stopped.
this, like, a couple
they
months
stopped
ago.
doing it for like 4 or 5 years, some shit like that.
And this wasn't the last
Cool
one,
shit,
right?
probably.
Yeah,
This wasn't the last one.
No, probably
No, there's gonna be one next year.
Okay.
It's that government funding shit too.
Yeah,
I want to talk about growth specifically.
Hell yeah.
Because like when we first interviewed you, that might have been like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Now that I
It's a
think about
break,
it.
bro. It's been a break.
It's been a minute, and I feel like you were really just coming into your own as an artist. And now I've watched you grow. I've watched you move. Watched you come back, have an international impact. So now I'm curious about what you've learned. I was reading a art theory book just for fun, and it was like one of the statements was we do artists a disservice when we say that like essentially y'all just close your eyes, God touches you, and then all of a sudden like this image comes up. Then it's actually like practice skill. It takes time. So what have you learned, and how are you practicing? I'm so as a musician, like the most you do as a musician is practice. That's what you're doing most of the time. So I'm very interested in that process.
One thing that I've learned throughout the years is the manipulation of paint.
Yeah.
You know,
it's hit me with some nerd shit.
It's not just a little tube with, you know, a color. Like there's so many ways that you can manipulate what comes out of that tube. So it's like with water, with oil, with WD-40. That's what I'm saying. So there's so many things, and it's just like,
and the nozzles on spray.
Yeah, people don't see that when you make a painting. Yeah, it's you know, there's an image behind it, but the process of actually creating that piece is like there's something like, bro, there's paintings that I have, like I'll have a little bit of paint on my finger and I'll just tap it. But it's just like those little taps, like you really have to look closely to see that those aren't just circles. Like there's fingerprints on each dot that you just looked at. But it's, you know, but that's what I'm saying. So like that's one of the things that I've grown as an artist is the technique of manipulating paint. It's not just color, image, art, you know?
Follow-up question.
Yeah.
So you say that your art is kind of like an expression of your subconscious.
Mm-hmm.
Does the more you learn about the manipulation of the medium give you like the space to tap into more of your mind?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's in there? What's in those crevices?
So it's clear images.
Go.
So,
Okay.
for instance, like, you know, I know why I draw what I draw. You
Yeah.
know, I've been drawing it for a long time. I never sat down to think about, why are you drawing this? Why did you draw this, and why do you repeat this drawing?
It's always good to ask yourself why.
Yeah,
That's,
and-
as I've grown, a question I've asked more. It's
Yeah,
definitely
bro.
helpful.
And that's the thing with the art itself. I feel like some of those whys I didn't ask, but because my technique as an artist is growing, you know, it gives me, instead of just brush and doing a circle, you know, now I'll grab a rag and the finer details that
Yeah.
I put into that circle.
I got you.
Now it's just a clear image to what it is that I'm really portraying on this piece. So, you know, I'm overthinking the shit out of this circle, and I know why I'm doing what I'm doing, you know?
Yeah.
So,
I love that, man.
Yeah.
That's
Clearer
so cool.
images.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
were always there, but now you can picture them in different ways.
It's not a foggy mirror. So the mirror gets clearer and
That's-
clearer and clearer.
That's really
the older I
interesting
get.
because I think, you know, art is an expression of that in general. It doesn't matter what the medium is, you know, whether it's like
yeah.
communication, it's like in your mind, you know, you're thinking of these different things and like
course.
solutions and ways. And then when you actually express it,
Yeah.
that's what comes out, which it's generally not everything that you were thinking in the first place.
Yeah.
And there's so many different, you know, music,
Yeah.
you know, visual art.
I've talked to some of my friends that make music, and they'll write a song on paper, and then they'll take it to, you know, an engineer and a producer to record it. By the time that this is done, their head space is no longer in the room, on the bus, the day that they were writing that.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you know, your brain is constantly thinking of new things. So it's just like, it's just interesting that, you know, the song that you wrote that finally you're releasing to the public, yeah, your headspace is nowhere near where that
Different.
Yeah, like bro, you've probably even matured more since that, since you know, you started and finished that project.
Yeah, that makes complete
But
sense.
you know, it's the beauty of it though, because it's just like, you know, it's the process, and you know, none of that shit is easy. You know, you have to have that bone in your body to, you know, even be able to send messages from your head to, you know, either vocalize it in music, or, you know, even me kind of just using my hands to fucking paint something.
Yeah.
Like it's literally your subconscious, bro. It's just, you know, some people work with themselves verbally. You know, I work with my eyes. So like, you know,
Nice.
it may look like I'm distracted. I'm looking at 1,000 things.
Yeah.
But that's how I'm, you know.
Well, I think that's actually why a lot of people don't make art, or why everybody doesn't make art, or everybody doesn't make music, or everybody isn't, you know, communicating to the level that they want, is
Of
because
course.
they haven't figured out a way to express it, so they
ability,
just
bro.
keep it. It's funny. It's like I love drawing, but I think that's actually why I don't draw all the time, is because like I feel like it's not going to come out how I want it to. But then every time I do, I'm like, I fucking love this shit. And it really takes for me, as somebody who loves to draw and doesn't do it enough, is like your friend who draws, to hang out with them more. And like my homie Trevor always has like a sketchbook with him. He's just
bro.
he'll be at a party just doodling, and then like he'll hand it to someone and like draw something.
Bro,
you know,
and that's the
I
thing,
love
you know,
that shit.
it's always really good to hang out with, you know, obviously like-minded people. It's always really good, but it's always good to also hang out with people that do something completely different than you.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're not just, you know, we're all just humans, bro. Like we all have to train ourselves to do these things. Like, you know, you have to, like the way you guys fucking interview, bro. Like you can't say that that's just how you acted the first time y'all interviewed. You know, it's practice. So it's little things like that where I think. I think art is very therapeutic. I think everybody should do it.
I agree.
Even if it's just fucking, you know, a date night with your girl or something, you know, just art is just it's good. It's good. You know, it takes you back to like an adolescent time in your head. And then besides that, you know, I think it's really good in general to obviously hang out with other people just because, you know, they have abilities with like what's this shit called? Left brain, right brain.
You want a beer?
No, bro. I'm sober. Yeah, I'm sober. I'm actually 300.
Yeah, wow.
Here, I think I'm like 362 days sober.
congratulations.
Yo, that's what's up, bro.
Congratulations.
That's what's up.
wanna
bro.
say-
Yeah, damn. I actually didn't. I mean, I should have asked.
No, you're good. You're good.
But,
I'm not, bro.
yeah.
I'm an artist. I'm around.
Yeah, of course.
Above and beyond.
Yeah, what brought you to like sobriety? Because like for me, as somebody who parties a lot, and I smoke, I drink, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't do it all the time though, because I'm
Okay.
always trying to practice, like we were saying earlier, like asking why. So like if I'm gonna be drinking, I'm like, why? Like it doesn't matter if it's catching my mind. Why am I drinking right now? If it's gonna be like, I had a long day at work, I probably might not do it actually. Or if I'm sad, I probably actually won't. Because and I don't care.
Yeah,
like, it's
of
fine.
course, of
but
course.
yeah, I would say that's like a touch into becoming more sober or something like that.
Of
or
course,
like,
yeah.
But yeah,
I mean,
it's
the fact
interesting
that the fact that you're giving yourself a little bit more or trying to find a reason. Yeah, you know, you kind of are. You're not just doing it like without thinking. Now you're thinking, you know, about the consequence.
I got to ask you the Chance the Rapper question. So
Okay.
Chance says that after he stopped doing acid, the way he raps and even the way he like did
I
creativity
saw that
changed.
interview the other day. It was a good interview.
Right?
Yeah.
So like, do you feel like in your 360 days that like your creativity has changed?
Absolutely. Hell yeah.
And what? More clear pictures or less clear pictures or
Clearest.
different type of clarity?
Clearest.
Clearest.
Bro, I'm talking about fucking blue skies.
Oh,
no
word.
clouds.
Really?
No clouds, bro. No sunshine beaming in my. I'm talking about clear blue skies. Yeah, bro. I was a
going.
lot. I
You
was
was
a
going
lot,
there.
bro. I was like, you know, I would do it because all my favorite artists, you know, one, all did it.
Yeah.
So I'm not even that I'm trying to be them.
Yeah.
Subconsciously, I'm like, I'm allowed to because I'm an artist, because it's
Yeah.
gonna make me creative, because it's gonna make me, you know, think outside of the box, because
Yeah.
it's gonna make me paint these amazing paintings. And it was one
Yeah,
of those
that's
things-
not the right- yeah,
no,
I
bro,
feel
that
you.
was terrible. It was horrible. And you know, I not only that though, I have a very addictive personality. So, you know, I started making more money. You know, I started, you know, obviously abusing. And then after I was just like, yeah, bro, like, yeah, my work is fire. Yeah, people are recognizing it, but at what cost? You know,
what
like,
cost?
you ever seen that commercial where they're like, I think it's some guy, he's like buying cigarettes and he pays like a patch of his skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
literally what it felt like.
Yeah, that's an interesting conclusion to come to, because like as somebody who works in the music industry, like I am around a lot of like especially alcohol when I'm working
Yeah, bro.
events. And if it's, you know, the homies and I'm helping with their event, this has been my thought process for like years now, a couple years. Doing this shit professionally, I'll be like, well, if it's the homies and it's their event and it's like
Yeah.
smaller, you know, I might be stage managing with a
Yeah.
beer in my hand. And then, you know, I got an opportunity earlier in the year to tour manage E.P.5, is like a really
Okay.
big electronic artist, for like one day. And it was like a big deal. And I went sober it was New Year's actually.
shit.
And I went completely sober. And by the end of it, I'm like tucking him into the hotel. It's like 7 a.m. We went
my
to the
God,
afters,
yeah.
everything. He's like, bro, you didn't drink this whole day.
That's good,
It was
bro.
crazy.
But no, man,
but yeah,
that's-
I mean, I had to be on point. But I need to get even farther outside of
Hell
that.
yeah, bro.
Tally, like
Yeah.
asking myself why. Again,
Nah,
you know?
and
That's crazy.
bro,
I didn't
it's-
know you TM for
for that one day, yeah, Charlotte show, yeah. Most
Right.
definitely.
What cost? You know, when you say that, I thought about. I think about a lot of artists who die like at early 26,
bro.
and it seems like, to your point, like artists have like learned that that's the way to be creative. But folks in your generation are like, you know what?
Yeah, bro.
Maybe I don't got to do that.
And that's the thing, because like I originally I gave it a time. Like I was never gonna be sober this long. I was
Yeah.
only gonna take like first it was like, all right, I'm gonna just go like 2 months,
Yeah.
a month, 2 months, and then I was just like, oh shit, this is easy.
Yeah.
fuck, I don't need that. But I had like different times where I was just like, I had dates where I was just like, all right, bet. I've been sober this long. I'm about to drink this day.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it was just like little by little, like I just dropped things, and then I realized that my paintings got clearer. My thoughts made more sense. But it was the mirror that I talk about. It just made way more sense, and it was one of those things that then people started to recognize. People started to say like, "Yo, these last 4 or 5 pieces you made, bro, these have been the best ones you've ever made." And it was just like, once I heard people reacting to my sobriety, like they're over here thinking they're reacting to my art. They're not reacting to my sobriety.
That's right.
I'm reacting.
But you know.
I know that, like the thing that's changed, this has changed.
Yeah.
Like, so that, they're really reacting to my sobriety. So it was one of those things where I was just
congratulations,
like,
man.
Thank you, bro.
That's popping, bro.
That's probably, best thing I've been proud of, this whole year. But, bro, my work has gotten 10 times better, bro. Like,
So how would you explain your style?
Great question, Alex.
I am.
With the mural in the back.
That's the thing, bro. It was just like, I think I am an abstract expressionist. I think I'm 1,000 things, bro. I think that question changes every year.
Yeah.
As it should.
This year I've been focusing more on the cartoony side.
Okay.
Nice.
But the biggest thing is, I am just I'm a creative, I don't really. I think I do a bunch of things, So it's just like,
or more so, I think the better question would be, how would you explain your art to someone who like couldn't see it?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Ooh. It's very colorful. It's very childlike. It's very innocent. Yeah. A lot of it comes.
You had a teddy bear. I got a T-shirt.
Yeah. So like, it comes from a very innocent place. A lot of vulnerability.
Even like the Mickey Mouse stuff as well.
Yeah. Bro.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse is the shit, bro.
Innocent is interesting.
Yeah.
I had never thought about it that way. Innocent is interesting.
Innocent.
Yeah, I'm still. I mean, it doesn't look innocent.
Yeah.
It's all. These are all reflections of how I'm feeling. So it's like, instead of like feeling a pain or feeling something bothering me in my stomach, I'll look at it in its face. I'll look at it in its eyes. So it's not really like, not that it's. Every painting is like this. Yeah. Some of them, aren't good to see because it'll be something sad or something that makes me angry. But instead of dealing with it, I'll paint it and I'll make some cool shit out of it. And I like to paint. It's my fucking job. So it's also a really good feeling seeing what I've created.
Yeah.
But. That's I guess I would just explain to someone that can't see the work. It's very colorful, it's very loud, it's not for everybody. But I make it, and it comes from a very, very deep place, So
yeah, that definitely resonates with me.
Oh yeah. And the shark is random, but the friend I was with the day I did it, I was like, oh, like what's missing? And they were like, oh, a shark.
Okay.
He was waiting.
I was like, I've never drawn a shark.
He was waiting for his moment. He was like, put a shark in it. Put a shark in it.
So do you plan out what you're going to do, or do you just do it? Like
sometimes. But for the most part, no. Everything is free-handed. So this is all free-handed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do have repeated things that I draw. So I draw my faces.
Yeah.
My faces is in every piece that I do. So whether it's hidden within the bigger piece or it is, the piece itself.
Yeah.
But, for the most part, I always draw the same smile, the same eyes, the same nose. But besides that, everything is pretty much freehand.
Yeah.
You know, I don't own a pencil. Like you go to my studio, bro. There's every fucking color, every version of the color red, every version of the color green.
Yeah.
I got clay, glitter, sticky notes, bro. Everything you think of, bro. Fucking silicone, everything, bro.
But no number twos.
Yeah.
Get that
No
shit out of
pencils.
here.
I guess by planning it
everything
out
low.
too, it's like, do you already know what characters and things you're going to? Yeah. Okay.
Experimental. That's what
There it is.
That's what
Experimental abstract
Damn.
expression.
So you
Experimental
don't. So
artist.
as you go, you're thinking like you're just doing it. You know,
Because you're
and
kind of
there's
just
no,
going
like-
based on feel. Like I wanted to ask like, how do you like? Are you active aware of when you're like entering a flow state?
Yeah, bro, you go on autopilot. You go on fucking autopilot. You have everything else just happens. It just moves, you know? Like I stopped thinking of what I'm creating. Now I am in the painting. Like I'm not
You just kind of black out.
Yeah, bro. It's no longer
shit's
like
crazy.
me looking at it in front. Now it's just backwards, bro. You know, now I'm in the painting and I'm looking at Diego. You know, like,
That's how I feel when I'm DJing. So.
yeah, bro. And it's just
Yeah, a lot of live performance. A lot of I feel like when I talk to artists and things like that, because I don't make music myself or before it, but like you just be blacking out. on
Yeah,
stage.
bro.
Like, you don't even remember.
No, that's how 5
Yeah,
hours
yeah,
go by.
just
Like,
like-
I love playing like 3 to 5
I mean,
hours
you
sets.
remember, but like you're so in the moment that it doesn't even matter if you.
Nah, hell yeah,
you're
bro.
not worried about remembering it. You're like literally just doing.
you're
it.
just
Yeah.
living in it.
Yeah,
you're like
no,
living
I
it.
definitely resonate with that. That's why I love extended sets.
So where do you get the words? Like, is that also just in the flow state,
That's
blacking
just-
out, or
Sometimes it's lyrics. Sometimes
Lyrics,
it's
yeah.
quotes that I've read that
and it just comes up subconsciously? Yeah.
When we have musicians in here, Alex and I have been talking about, throughout this podcast, we've been talking about this new perspective of the couch just went down. That was crazy. Oh, so when we have musicians in here, especially electronic musicians, I asked them a question that I think highlights like this difference between modern artistry and like this digital artistry that I'm saying. So I asked them the question, what's their relationship with Luther Vandross? But for you, I want to ask you, what's your relationship with Basquiat?
So Basquiat's probably the first artist that I called my favorite artist. After that, I just appreciated his work. Started watching the documentaries. I just grew.
What
appreciate-
documentaries?
It's like the 1 hour one.
Yeah.
But it's like things like that where it was just like, this is such a long time ago. This was like when I actually started to like first do art. But he became my first favorite artist.
Yeah.
And I think he's a lot of people's favorite artist.
Yeah.
Because of, it's deeper than just the work he makes. It's the fact that he just, jumped off the ledge and just fucking did what he wanted to do.
In that time period, is just like nobody was pushing. I think the only people who were pushing the limits like that would be like within that skateboarding, like graffiti.
Yeah,
kind of.
bro.
Yeah, but
That-
those people don't want to make like art on paper.
Of course, yeah.
That's like
There was one that came out in 2010 called the Radiant Challenge.
Radiant Child, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think about like skill, even if the presentation of Basquiat now seems more like pop art, but it still comes from a genuine place of skill.
Yeah.
And so like in the music era, me and Alex go back and forth on this. There is more accessibility to do art, but it is more duplicatable.
one thing I
it
definitely
is, man.
want to touch on is travel. I'm a big traveler. I've been to almost every state. I've been to a few different countries, like Costa Rica. That's my favorite. I've seen you been traveling a lot.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite place that you've traveled to, or anywhere
Japan.
recently? Yeah,
Japan.
everyone's bringing up Japan all the
I
time.
fucking
in this
love
podcast.
Japan so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, I'm a big Central America.
Okay.
Costa
Central
Rica
America's
is, like,
cool
my
too,
favorite
bro.
Place.
Hell yeah. No, they got great fucking food, man.
Yeah.
I was in Peru and Colombia last week. My pops lives in Peru.
Sweet.
That's what's
Yeah.
up.
But I do a lot of my manufacturing out there for my merch,
Okay.
I actually
No,
get
that's cool.
some of the digital pieces that only touch small surface. I actually get them like jumbo printed over there. Like,
Really?
Yeah. So like,
What's the process of that? Like,
so basically, I mean, so I'll draw random things sometimes. Sometimes I'll draw 10 different images and put them into one and make a fat collage. I made a collage and I never had any use for it. You know, I never sold the design to anybody. I never found someone who wanted to, you know, make something out of it. So instead of it just collecting dust in my iPad, like files and shit, I know a jumbo printer in Peru. And to get like something even printed on plastic is very, like any of these banners that you see on the street, it's expensive, bro. You'll pay something maybe this size for like $120.
Yeah.
So to get something jumbo printed, like taller and wider than this wall is
what is that?
insane.
Like maybe 10 by 10
It's 130 inches. But you can get those things printed out there, bro. And you're paying technically an expensive amount over there, but you know, with conversion rate, bro, you're paying
the
super
conversion
cheap.
rates. I mean, Costa Rica is a little expensive compared. Not really to us.
Of course,
Costa Rica is like they don't have any cartel influence there, and they don't have a military. So it's
They don't
like
have a
they
military?
thrive. Yeah,
They just be vibing?
Yeah, they don't have. If something happens, America is sanctioned to come in and help Costa Rica.
shout
So
out.
what that brings is like their main exports are like coffee, cacao, and tourism. And it's super safe there.
So they kind of
Like,
just be chilling.
Yeah, you could just
You spent a lot of time in Costa Rica.
yeah, I've spent 35 days there last time I was
shit,
there. And I got
okay.
my puppy. He followed me home on like
You just
day 30.
you were
You
like,
got a
this
dog?
dog's coming
yeah,
with me.
Yeah, He
Okay.
just shot at
You have a Costa Rican dog.
Yep.
Yeah, you took him back.
Yeah. He's with the Pops right now.
That's funny as shit, dog. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
but anyways, the point of this all is Costa Rica, amazing place. What do you do with this huge 10 by 10? Like what's the
just
end?
take a picture of it.
Just take a picture.
Just make it.
Yeah.
Right now I have 2 giant pieces that I made in Peru. And that's another thing, you know, that's just me being present as an artist on social media. Is like, don't get me wrong, I wish I fucking had the person or place to hang it up or, you know, sell it to.
Yeah.
But when it comes to something like that, you know, now I'm going to be paying an insane amount just to ship it over here.
Yeah.
And, but I could say I got a cool fucking picture out of it. So, you know,
You just got it. You didn't bring it.
just made it. It was $30 American to make something like that.
Is it in storage somewhere? Is it just
Nah, bro, my pops lives out there. So
it's
my
just,
whole family, like my pops and his siblings, when my grandparents passed, they passed down the house. So we have
in Peru?
Yeah, so we got, there's a lot of cool things that come out of fucking Peru, man. You know, just getting to work out there, bro. Like, you know, being in the motherland, not, you know, being so worried about the things that we worry about here. You know, it's simple living, simple as that. You know, it's a simple living that I get to enjoy, and then on top of that, there's a lot of like in the region of or city of Lima. There's a bunch of factories that just make anything you could think of. So, you know, they have, bro, I have one of my like prize manufacturers that I have yet to work with. Little zippers. Bro, you could draw up the metal of how you want it to look.
Yeah.
And I can just make it for you. So it's just like, I haven't utilized it because it's you have to get a specific amount. But
Yeah.
You got the zipper plug.
yeah, bro. It's just
do got
it's
the
little
zipper
things,
plug.
little things like that, bro. But,
That's a rare plug.
you know, it's just, bro, there's just so many, like even, bro, I made these pins. I wasn't making pins. I was making stickers. The pins guy is just down the hall from the sticker guy. So it's just like, oh yeah, I'll get some pins made. So, you know, and then I just go on a fucking frenzy out there. You know, I take the money I have, my art money, and then I take my, you know, my personal money, and then I just make a bunch of shit, come back, just bring. I left all my luggage again. Like I planned to go pick up the luggage I left from the last trip I went, and just my luggage is still there. And, I brought back just, you know, the pieces that I had fucking missed. Like I brought back like some of the shirts that I like really like to wear and some pants. But yeah, bro, what I fucking love traveling, man. It's every country that I've been blessed to go to, you know, I learned something different. And then I always do something artistic there as well. So whether it's creating art, whether it's going to learn about their art, you know, I try to take in as much as I can, you know, to improve my artistry. But definitely when it comes to you know, what I prefer the best, it's definitely Japan. You know, I've been able to go there twice, and both times I fucking learned a bunch of shit. I met a bunch of cool people, and
What's your wildest Japan story?
I got arrested.
Oh, you got arrested.
You got
I have a
arrested?
friend who almost got arrested in China. He said it was terrifying.
Fuck it. So when I went with 3 friends of mine. I went with my friend Christian. I went with my friend JJ, and then I went with my friend Khan. And JJ is a videographer. He goes by Mosh Pit. And he had a bunch of connections and people that were there that wanted to record with him while he was in Japan.
Oh, yeah.
So one of the guys that he was working with also was going to make a song with my friend Khan, who's a rapper.
These people from DC?
Yeah, these are all people.
Everyone's from
These are all people from the DMV.
That's what's up.
And whatever, long story short, one of the rappers that we're hanging out with that day, super big rapper. I'm talking about, bro, we're walking down the street every couple of minutes.
In Japan.
He's really big.
Bro,
Do you
huge
know
rapper.
what's his name? Yeah.
Leon Fanorakis. Yeah. So we're going to like,
Yeah, like 60K followers.
bro, we're going to, and this is all in like Shibuya. No, yeah, we're in Shibuya that day.
I've heard a lot of people say that word. I've never been to Japan, but everyone always talks about Shibuya.
I've heard it's a cool district.
Bro, we've been drinking all day.
People love drinking in Japan because it's hard to smoke weed.
They weren't even drinking like beer, bro. It was like strictly
they like
whiskey.
Everyone was
It's
super
one of the
smacked.
best whiskeys.
Bro,
like
the entire night, dog. And it was just like, whatever. We're moving around. We're going from club to club. And then we walk into one of the clubs, and they're giving him like special treatment. Like they put us all in VIP. They give us like 2 bottles, bro. I'm a wanderer, by the way. When I used to get fucked, I was fucked up, by the way, when this happened.
Yeah.
I'm a wanderer, bro. So I just walked off.
No, I
just
feel
walked off.
That's what I do at festivals.
Yeah,
though.
bro.
I'm
And I had a marker on me. I had I had all my shit on me. And that's the thing, like Japan is a very clean country, bro. Like you know, there's
like clearer than the nice part of DC.
Bro, like it's like
clean.
They're clean, and then there's no crime rate.
Oh,
so it's just like,
I've heard
there's
that.
No,
They have, like,
there's
the
no
lowest-
graffiti, bro.
yeah.
There's no graffiti. There's none of
Out
that
of like
shit.
respect, right?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
So you were lit and solo, and then you left the club.
Bro,
or
I
you in the club
left.
still?
I went, bro, and we're at a club called Baya, and it's like I want to say it's like 5 floors, and
Is
it's
it in Shibuya?
huge, bro. It's huge.
Yeah.
And I'm on like the top floor. I meet some fucking people, some Americans. I don't remember where the fuck they're from. I was damn near blacked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, whatever, we're chilling, we're vibing, we exchange Instagrams, and once again, I go down the floors. Eventually, I make it down to like a bathroom, and then, bro, there's some guy there, and I'm over here thinking that he's just some guy washing his hands. I fucking tag up the bathroom. I just draw this ginormous Dieglo face. And little did I know that he's the guy that works he's like technically a janitor. He is a janitor. He'll like walk into the stall after you're done to clean up for you.
A bathroom attendant. Yeah.
So after you use the bathroom in Japan,
Yeah. So
there
then
might be a guy who might go in and
at clubs.
mop.
At clubs, yeah. So
How that's crazy.
bro,
I mean, we kind of have that here, but they just like sell you gum and give you like
Yeah,
you
no,
like gum
he's
and
talking
cologne,
go
though.
into the
Yeah.
stall, bro.
Bro, he went into the
and
stall.
fucking sweep up and
Yeah.
mop up.
So he's just
imagine
next
you
level.
use the bathroom at fucking Flash, and then some guy comes in and fucking mops up after.
It was level 2.
Yeah,
bathroom
that's
attendant.
like
bro,
that's crazy.
and he went in and he saw the art and then graffiti. Sorry, saw the art, dog.
It's art. You don't
yeah, it's
apologize.
art. It's art.
He starts like screaming at me in Japanese.
Oh my god.
What the fuck? So I'm like looking at him, bro. He's
Yeah, and you probably
fucking
don't
short guy, bro. I just
understand
start running, bro. I'm like,
Yeah,
man, I
yeah.
know this. I already know how to do this, bro. I start running, bro. I leave the club. All my friends are inside. I don't know why I thought that like I could walk back, bro. I was just burnt, bro. I was just I walk back in. I walk to the tables. Once I'm walking back to like the table we're at, they like grab me, bro, and then the fucking club is closing.
The cops grabbed you,
bro.
or?
Security.
Oh yeah,
So then-
security in the end.
You should be like, I'm VIP.
Bro, and that's the thing, bro. Like,
I'm American.
My friend that got VIP treatment, bro. He's like trying to talk to him. He's like, he's an American. Like, we apologize.
He's an
And,
artist.
yeah, so he's able to like bring the whole situation down a little, but cops showed up. But the cops took down my information, and then because they were able to talk them down. So technically, I didn't get arrested and get like put in jail.
You got a stern talking to.
Yes.
Yeah, like a lot of angry Japanese men.
Yeah, bro. So then the club gave me the option of either paying 1,000 USD or going to jail. So then my friend fucking like, bro, my best friend, my brother, bro, he was just like, all right, whatever. Like, here, gave him his card. He gave his card. They swiped it 1,000
For
bucks.
1,000 bro, 1,000 USD is a fair amount of fucking cash
bro,
in Japan right now. Like, what's the exchange rate?
Oh yeah,
in Japan to
exchanges.
USD right now? It's
that
like
shit just went, or
it
like
just
it's like
went
the
up,
lowest,
yeah.
or
Yeah,
lowest or high,
as in went up for us.
Yeah, of course.
I think it's at like.
Oh, 1 Japanese yen is 0.064 United States.
So yeah, so everything's basically 40% off.
Well,
no, because things are a bunch of. So it's like
Yeah.
100.
No, do
Japanese
1,000.
yen.
Do 1,000. Yeah, 1,000 yen is like $7, or was $7 when I was there.
1,000 yen to USD.
Bro, and their bills are always
6.42.
$6.4.
I didn't know
No,
a
but-
lot. The
yes.
conversion rate. It's like with like a water bottle costs 136 yen.
Yeah.
So that's like
you
a
know,
dollar. Yeah.
something close to $1.
So 155.7 is right 1 USD.
Food is really cheap over there. But yeah, long story short, bro, I walked back into the club. They grabbed me. My man's just beyond pissed at me. And, you know, he was actually flying out the next day. And bro, I didn't even see him. Like, he didn't even want to hang out.
with me,
Bro. And then the thing is that after that, all these dickheads just want to go to fucking get ramen, and I'm just like, I don't want any food right now.
No,
Like,
I
want to
mean,
go home.
It's hard to turn down ramen in Japan
Yeah,
too.
you're like, this isn't the time for noodles.
Yeah. So, is there anyone like influential or just special to you who has your art physically?
I mean, everybody that buys my art, I have a lot of respect for. You know, I love finding my pieces their forever homes. Like, you know, on some Foster's Home for Imaginary Friendship.
It's a good show.
But I think the coolest, not really coolest, but like, no disrespect.
Yeah, no, just
But,
I feel you.
Someone that was really random that reached out to buy a painting was JIDK.
Oh, I love IDK. Yeah,
So IDK just
He's from
DM'd
PG County.
Yeah, just DM'd me on Twitter to buy something, and then had me like, it's kind of sketchy though. Had me drop it off at like his barber shop. His barber just gave me the money, and I was just like, oh damn, I kind of wanted to like take
wanted
a
to meet-
picture.
damn.
I wanted to take a picture.
I don't know. He's so mysterious.
Yeah,
but
but-
like IDK is a rapper from PG County who's
Super dope.
he's on like the cool thing about IDK is he has a imprint deal with a major label. I think it's Warner, which is one of the more favorable deals because essentially it's like you're getting money to do X, Y, and Z that you want to do. It's like you're essentially an independent record label that is funded by a larger record label, and you can do what you want with that money. Which that's dope.
Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
That's what he like is really known for the way that he negotiated that deal and kept his like basically his say in what he wants to do in his artistic
That's cool as shit, though. Yeah, I didn't know that.
He released an album in 2022 that was fully produced by K Tronada.
Yeah,
That's super
yeah.
sick.
Oh,
It's
shit.
like it's like
That's
a more
crazy.
dance hall, like Afrobeat. Yeah.
What are you gonna be like working on, or what's even like even of your particular faces? What's your relationship with like the Chris Pirate thing, where it's like, oh, Chris Pirate by the flower? Do you want to be emblematic in that situation? Do you want to be more free flowing? Are you interested in different mediums?
I definitely want to be free flowing.
No shade to Chris Pirate. Though.
No,
No shade.
of
No
course,
shade. Yeah, the
that's
OG.
my power, yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely want to be a little bit. I definitely have, tried to have a touch, kind of like he does with his flowers, but it doesn't stick well on me because I feel like I get very uncomfortable drawing the same thing so often.
Okay.
So like
That makes sense.
me personally, like I like even like there's a character I used to have, like the one that you're talking about. I stopped using him. Like it's just it was a part of my life.
Is that the
it's
the
just, like,
Mickey Mouse?
basically,
kind of? Yeah, because I have seen about like a third of your art with that kind of
Yeah.
design. As someone who's like near it, it's funny. I found out about your art through this, literally
Okay.
the first episode.
But
No, but with the characters, it's. I think it makes sense for you.
yeah, but I mean, yeah, I'll probably just I know people definitely remember me by like my zigzagging and my stitching, but aside from that, I don't really have something signature. I guess maybe the teeth and the eyes, but even that, it changes. Every face changes, but I don't know. Maybe as the older I get, I think the only thing that really just sticks is the Dieglo signature. I put that shit on everything. I have it fucking tatted on the side of my head. I have it on my chain. I have it on my ring. Like, that's the one big stamp. But besides that, we'll see. But I do think that one thing that I really want to do with my work that I'm hoping, in the next 7 to 8 years is everything just grows. I know it sounds super cliche, but like I want everything to just be bigger. I want the paintings to be bigger. I want the clay sculptures to be bigger, and bigger and better. It's like I don't want to use fucking clay. I want to use like metal, I don't want to fucking use canvas, I want a building, like
Right.
So that's what I'm hoping comes out,
Okay.
Not even in 7 years, but I'm fucking
Tomorrow.
next month.
It's not even sauce. But the best way to get tons of funding for your art is through grants. And like the best way to win grants is to meet a grant writer. Because those people know how to submit grants. Like they either write them themselves or since they could get hired to write one, they know how to formulate the application as well. So if you ever make a friend who's a grant writer, the thing is, like we were talking about earlier, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of legwork. So it's like,
I'm gonna have to look into
it's
that,
public
bro.
information, but it's work.
That is sauce. I had never
What you
thought about
make.
that.
You know what I would love to see you do?
What?
Make your own pigments. I'd love to see you make your own paints and pigments, man. I think that would be
pigments.
so.
What are
Yeah,
pigments?
like your own colors, like just
Yeah,
like,
that would be
like I heard you talking. Like, Like, I heard
that'd
you
be
talking about like you playing with, not playing, but like how to manipulate paint.
Yeah.
I'd love to see you like
No, I
take
love
flowers
your
from Peru.
Your color palette is great.
Okay.
So yeah, that's
I have a fucking wide range of colors, bro. I got
Yeah, you do.
neons and pastels and dark colors.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't. I
shit.
didn't win the PBR can, but I did a collaboration with PBR.
No way.
Yeah, we made some goggles.
Yeah.
What?
Really?
Where can I find those?
Bro, they sold out when we made them.
Did they give you a pair at least?
Yeah, I got a pair. They were actually
Yeah.
supposed to send me 2 pairs. Apparently, one got lost.
So
Yeah.
you should try to. That would be a good adventure. Try to find that
Hell
lost
yeah, bro.
PBR
What?
classic.
Damn,
But
that's
there's
crazy
there's
though,
a
that you did that.
PBR. So it's not even.
How did that come together? Like
Yeah, that's
So
a crazy big.
Chris.
everyone who
Yeah,
does
bro.
not already know about Chris Pirate before this, I would say that his claim to fame to the people who are outside of like being in DC would be that he designed a lot of the City Connect jerseys
Of course,
for
yeah.
the Wizards, the
Yeah,
Washington
yeah.
Wizards. So like that
I think he's working with the Commanders right now.
Yeah,
too.
Commanders right now
Yeah.
too is next, and City Connect jerseys are essentially these special jerseys that only a batch of teams. I don't think it even matters how good you are.
I've never heard
You know,
of it.
as a city, as a sport, they get a special run.
Cherry Blossom Festival, bro. That's his. Bro.
Yeah, that's his. Like, that's
even,
him,
even
yeah.
there's been times that people have asked me to draw like I had a commission here at this place called Toro, and I did a mural for them, and then the guy was like, "Yo, can you do some cherry blossoms?" So I was like, "Fuck, like I can, but like, do I want
You're like,
to?"
it feels
Reach
wrong.
into a different bag, baby.
Yeah.
Nah,
That's
so-
a
but I'm
whole-
over here like even when shit like that comes along, like I'm like, yeah, I'll do it.
You gotta do it.
I
different way.
do my own style, of course.
Yeah.
But I also, take a picture, send it to OG, and I'm like, hey, bro, like,
It's good.
I'm like, hey, bro, you the original gardener, bro.
Yo, you
Like,
invented the
respect
cherry
it.
blossom.
Yeah,
so, Very taco place.
So he even put that on for me too.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so
Their
he-
whole truck is.
Yeah.
Oh, Lil
you know what I'm
Minor.
talking
Yeah,
about.
so little,
Yeah.
he
Lil
did
Minor.
Little Minor.
Yeah, Little Minor
Minor
switched-
switched.
yeah,
Little
yeah.
Minor switched owners, and then
Okay, bet.
when they switched owners, he passed that on to me. So
That's
then,
nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
way. So
That's what I'm saying,
You
bro,
hit
like-
some of their trucks?
No,
or
I
like-
did.
OG.
I have two. So they originally had three. They had two trucks. They were both painted by him. One of the trucks broke down, and they bought two more trucks. So then they kept the one truck that he had already done, and then he had kind of alley ooped that commission to me. So then
No, that's
I
what's
did
up.
I'm the artist for Little Minor now.
That's
Oh,
what's
really?
So
up.
that's what I'm saying, bro. He
Respect,
just, he's like,
That's
really be
cool.
looking
That's
out,
a
bro.
homie move.
Yeah, Lil Minor.
He put me on the
Yeah.
PBR, bro. Like
bro.
it's like,
Yeah, bro. And then that's the thing. He was PBR's sponsored artist.
yep.
He did Chris Pirate and Friends. I was in Art Basel for the first time because
Oh, yeah.
of Chris.
Nice.
We all went down to Florida. Like it was like a team of like 9-10 people. We all
must
went
have
to
been a
Florida.
surreal
It was
experience.
incredible, bro. What
You were like, wow,
bro, I met a
fucking
shit
Art
ton-
Basel, like,
Yeah,
that's
bro.
like-
And then it was a PBR sponsored event. PBR had me on their like little roster, because they obviously see us working. And then on top of that, because of Chris, I also met Trap, and
Yep.
we would attend each other's shows. So then
Trap Bob.
yeah.
Okay,
so
Trap.
then after that, that's when randomly I got an email from PBR, and they were gonna make some goggles, and they wanted me to design the packaging and then the neck gaiter.
Yeah.
So it was like
Oh,
it
nice.
was like a
Yeah, that
cloth-
makes sense.
Yeah.
I could see.
Yeah. So it was
Yeah.
like a cloth. It was like one of those, fucking,
Yeah,
it was like a little duffel dust
yeah.
bag.
Yeah,
so it was a little
the
dust bag
just
and a
over
neck
the
gaiter.
goggles. Are these like
And-
snowboarding?
Yeah,
goggles?
so snowboarding goggles. Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Here,
Yeah,
let me
that's so
That's-
sick.
Let me see if I can find a
Shit,
picture.
I
bro.
got.
You should pull up with them.
Yeah, I
Bro,
got.
so
I gotta get me one of them. But no, that's dope, man. I'm really glad to hear that you're getting out there with your art, especially in an organic way, and just
Nah,
like,
hell yeah, bro.
doing your thing.
It's the only way, man.
Yeah.
It's the only way. You gotta
So
do
I think
it organically.
a great question now would be, who are your little G's, man? Who you bringing up? Who your little ones, man? It's about
Yeah.
that you getting old enough,
shout
man.
out.
No, for real. Like you gotta
Absolutely,
empower the
man.
youth, bro. That's respect.
I don't know too many painters. There's definitely some
Why is that? Do you think that it's something that's becoming overrun with technology
No,
that there might
no,
not
I
be
just
people
I
painting
think,
as much?
I
or-
think just I haven't really been given the opportunity to do group events. So I do have people that I work with, but they're not painters. They're they do other stuff. So it's like, one of my best friends, his name is Gus. He makes clothes. So he's someone that, I include into like all my shows. So every show that I've had, I put one of the pieces that him and I make together in the gallery. So, some of the eyes that are there for me, they obviously also shine on him. So, I don't have too many painters that I have, those are my G's and shit. But besides that, I do have a lot of people that I like to work with that,
Nice.
do shit like that.
I really do appreciate the people around me who are bringing the younger generation into what you're doing. Because when
course.
I was young, like it was hard to find cool
Hell
shit.
yeah, bro.
Like that was a come up if somebody who was older than you who had some cool shit going
Yeah.
on, So like think about that, make it easier. It's just easier for the culture. We're gonna start to slow down eventually.
and that's
we need to make sure the people who got their shit going
Yeah.
You know, that's why I respect when people do like, especially in the electronic scene, like 18 and up. Like it sucks for like people who are older. Like, oh my god, there's all these young kids. But then when you think of it's like you could create like a safer, cooler space for these people rather than what they like. Get into the bullshit.
Yeah.
Anyways, like you're 18, but like
and that's the thing, bro. You know,
important.
I think when I started doing the art shit, I definitely asked some of the people that, you know, not really that I looked up to, but some of the people that I knew were in the scene. I did ask for advice, and they kind of just like brushed me off.
Yeah,
which is fine, you know. Like no, not really
Makes
no shade,
sense,
but
yeah.
you know,
A little shade.
Yeah.
A little shade.
But
They could have done a little something.
But I definitely moving forward from that as a young kid, you know, I've never ever done that to anybody else. You know, I've always been very open.
You got to make a change
bro,
to
like,
what was difficult for you.
I'm telling motherfuckers like, bro, Michael's has a buy one get three sale right now. So like,
And if you go with a duffel
how does
bag,
Michael's
buy
cut
none,
deals,
get
bro?
three.
How does Michael's be cutting deals? Every time I go to Michael's, you can just look up like a 40% off fucking coupon at any point in time. How are their profit margins allowing that? Anybody?
They literally have
like, I don't get it.
They have it 3 to 4 times a year. Buy one canvas, get three for free. That does not make sense.
That makes
bro.
no
Like,
fucking sense. The
so it's like-
canvas must have cost them absolutely nothing.
For the culture.
But nah, man, that shit is fire, bro. You know, I have a shit ton of supplies, bro, just to do anything, man. But
No, it's good to have enough resources to do what you
hell
need to
yeah,
do,
bro.
you know?
Right.
At the end of the day, that's all we can ask for. Right?
Absolutely, bro.
Thanks for listening, y'all. If you get a chance to subscribe, like, download, and follow, we really appreciate it. You can find us on Instagram at the Re-Up, ODCAST. You can also find us on Patreon for exclusive content. New episodes every other Thursday. Thanks for your trust. Appreciate y'all.